Hey YouTube, Brad C here. Today I'm going to be sharing a little auction haul that I got, and it's not all guns, but the other things I picked up were for resale. Now guns, of course, you can't buy with the intent to resell, but if down the road I would happen to change my mind and decide that I want to sell these, then I could. Most importantly, do not contact me about buying these guns. First of all, they're not for sale. Secondly, I don't sell things over YouTube. I'm sorry, I remain anonymous as possible, so I will not sell anything to anyone through YouTube. Here's the auction bill of sale, and just so you can see I'm not lying about the prices on any of these. This top gun, the Savage Winchester, I got this for $250. I will guarantee you this gun will sell for anywhere from $500 to $700 if I ever decide to sell it. It also came with a Leopold scope, and I didn't even realize that. Didn't fool taking the caps off. They actually had a rule at this auction where you weren't allowed to touch the guns. I got in trouble because I picked one up and wanted to look down the barrel of one, but that I do not like that. You should always at least be able to check the action, look down, make sure the barrel's not pitted, but it is what it is. So that made the guns go for less. But anyways, $250 for this, and I'll remove the scope. If I ever decide to sell them, it would be separately, because you never get as much money if you're selling a gun with the scope on it. It won't do you any good. The second gun is a Winchester 1300 12 gauge. Paid $170 for it, and I guarantee if I ever decide to sell, I'm looking at least $250 to maybe $300. No problem. The last gun here is a CZ. It's also a 12 gauge. Really good shape. Got this for $160, and guarantee if I decided to sell it, $250 to $300 all day. And it's just a nice little, kind of a shorter version. It's only 38 inches tip to tip versus 48 inches up here. So just a nice little shotgun. Okay, now the rest of this video is just going to be items that I found at the auction. They're not gun related items, but just anybody that's interested in possibly buying and selling or picking or estate sales, that kind of thing. I've actually got a video on YouTube called Haggling 101 Yard Sale Strategies. It's actually got about 16,000 views right now, and it's got a ton of likes. People love that video. I'm just going to show you the bill of sale. I took my contact information here just so you can see that I'm not trying to make up these numbers. Now, I guess I could have typed something like this up if I wanted to, but if you believe that, that's on you. This was listed in the auction as a hot box. Now I come to find that what this is basically an old antique stove. It's missing the glass up here. It's still got it down here, but it looks like it's split in the back, and they put tinfoil on there. It's got a temperature gauge here on it. Let's see if I can shine the light back in here. You can see it's basically just an old camp stove. And what you can do is cook on top of it, and then you just build a fire, and the bottom's open. There is no bottom to it. You just set that on top of your fire. Got a little lock here, and it does close securely. Carrying handle's intact. I am probably going to sand this and paint this black, and I'm probably just going to use it myself. I'm going to put it in one of my cabins as just a makeshift little survival stove. I could sell this. They're only going for 30 or 40 bucks on eBay, so I could probably easily make my money back on this, but it's just something that I want. Now, this is the bottom of the stove. I just wanted to show you here where this is where you would actually build your fire, then set this on top of it, and this would serve as your stove. All in all, for $7.50, I think this was a really good buy, especially since it's something that I can use in one of my cabins. You see here the little gauge says cold, bake, and hot. I have no idea if that would work. You can see on the inside here what is actually, it's like a coil system here. It's gonna, I guess, gauge that. I have no idea if that'll work, but I will test it out and see just for fun. This sound system was $7.50, and this is a Philips home theater surround sound system. Includes DVD player, sound bar. I guess that's like a bass box. I have no idea, but anyways, I haven't decided what to do with this. This costs about $174 if you buy it new. Now granted, you can get old used models of this for about 50 bucks, but for $7.50 I think this was a good pick. In my Haggling 101 video, I talked about how I never buy something unless I believe I can at least sell it for 3 times what I paid for it. So in this case, with $7.50, I think I can easily get $50 out of this, no problem. Or I might just actually use this. I do have the Philips 55-inch TV that I got at Walmart for 300 bucks at Black Friday, so hey, why not pair these guys up? I paid $5 for this lot, so basically you can figure $2.50 each. They held these things up in the air, and I honestly had no idea what this was, and luckily nobody else did. But I saw this Mortar and Pestle, and I know that these are usually worth some money, at least 30 bucks. So at minimum, this is a big one. So once I get this cleaned up, and it's from Trenton and Standard, it's got all the markings on the bottom. It's in really good condition. Shouldn't be any problem. Probably I want to say $50. But I'll at least get 30 bucks. And then this is actually a Burmese Tapestry. Yes, the people that were having the auction, they actually wrote Burmese Tapestry on there so the auctioneer would know that, but the auctioneer didn't take his time and point that out foolishly. The legit Burmese tapestries. I mean, this elephant here with the man riding on it's raised, and it's well done. It's missing some of the beads, but that's pretty common in these. It's missing a few of the beads and a few on the elephant there, and some little spots. So that's going to devalue it a little bit, but these things go from anywhere from 50 bucks to $200 or $300. I'm going to show you a little trick that I use to make things like this be more valuable, and that is I take frames from pictures that are no good, and I get for $1. And I put them in a nice frame, and when you do that, that's when you can really ask the big bucks for this. Okay, this next lot, the main piece is this child saddle. Everything's intact. Got the nice stirrups intact. It's going to need cleaned up. I'm going to have to clean the leather on this, armor all it up really good, and you'll be surprised. I guarantee you this is at least a $50 bill, and my guess is I might be able to even get $100. Now, the problem is, I'm probably going to be tempted to let my nieces play on this, so I may build a little thing where they can play on this for a while, and once they outgrow it, if they haven't torn it up too badly, then I will sell it. But anyways, I will just show you on eBay that there is actually a little old vintage child saddle that is $25 and it's still got 2 days to go, and it's nowhere near this condition. Here's the picture. You can see one bid. It's at $25, and it's got 2 days and 16 hours to go. And you can see it's nowhere near as good a condition as the one I've got. They don't even show the stirrups, so those maybe have a problem. Here you can see on the other side there's a lot of damage to that. So, if they're getting $25, still have 2 days to go. I'm figuring this is going to end around 50 to 75, and I'll put it on the watch list. But most of the time, these children's saddles can go anywhere from $50 to $100 easily if they're in any kind of condition, and mine is. Now, along with it came some little harnesses, belly bands that go along with this. My dad actually raises Belgian horses, so I'm going to probably just give this to him. This is a full-size halter. It's in good condition. See, here's the problem. You put this right on the back of a chair, and it just makes a nice little bucking bronco for the nieces. So it's going to be hard to give this thing up. But like I say, if it can survive the nieces, then maybe we'll make $100 on this. But until then, $5 well spent. Okay, this next lot is some garden decor. I paid $10, so basically $5 each. The big large water pitcher is 26 inches, and it's a nice little piece. And this is obviously heavy duty. I mean, the bottom's still intact. Needs cleaned up a little bit, but not bad. And then this is your typical Roman column pedestal. It's plaster. It's heavy. These go anywhere from $50 to $200 or $300. Granted, I'm not 100% certain. I'll have to do some research on this one, but just from the feel of this and what I looked at on eBay and sold listings, that should be an easy $50 bill, and this should probably be an easy $50 bill too. But I originally actually bought these to shoot at. I figured that if they weren't worth anything, my idea was to put them in my shooting range and shoot at them. I mean, shoot for $5 each. That's cool little targets. But turns out there may be some money in these things. This lot turned out to be fool's gold. The auctioneer held up this box and he just said it had train cars in it. So I wasn't sure what brand it was or anything. So I just took a gamble, and $7.50 got me this. Plus a transformer came with it. If you're not familiar with these, basically untested, you're looking at $5 at most. And these cars here, the whole lot would be lucky to go for, I don't know, maybe $20 for the entire lot. But they're nice little fun pieces, and I'll look them up to make sure they're not rare, but these are just Tyco. I don't see anything ultra rare about these, but anytime you get a chance to pick up railroad products on the cheap, make sure that you do, because you can really make some money fast. Now, this lot I got for $4.50. One lot was $2 and one was $2.50. I got the things kind of mixed up, so I'm not sure. But anyways, the entire lot was $4.50. This mirror, probably going to have a hard time getting that away from the wife. She'll probably just want that, so she'll probably take that and put it up. Now these other things, I've got to look them up to make sure there's nothing you know, as far as original or whatever, but mainly the reason I get these is because the frames, a lot of times the pictures are not worth anything. They're just prints and they're not worth anything. But a lot of these are professionally framed. A lot of people have things professionally framed, and you can take those frames and put things in it that you have. Like I showed you the Burmese Tapestry, I could put that inside of this frame, and now it's going to look like a high dollar piece. Here we have, this is an old vintage Jesus light picture. It's if you look at it from a different angle, it shows him on the cross, and the other one shows him walking on the water. It's mainly just something that I got because I think my grandmother and my uncle both had one of these. It might be a nice little piece to hold on to. I don't plan on selling that. Here we have, this came with it too, and you see that's probably just going to be thrown in the trash. It's, I don't know, it might be cleaned up. I'll take it to the farm. Basically this will be something Dad can use when he paints. It's got 3 brand new paint things there. Well, this one here is signed Julia Grainer, and it is her authentic signature. Of course, it's probably just a print. I'll have to look into it, but it's, even as a print, it's worth 20 or 30 bucks. This print here is actually by Margie Whittington, and I saw several sellers on eBay. They've got it at $50 or best offer, and then, you know, something to ship. So there must be some value to this. I'll have to do some more research on it. I actually brought it over here just to see if this would fit what I was talking about earlier. You can get these professional frames with pictures for next to nothing at auctions. I mean, $1 or $2. So, you know, you take that and then you put something like this in there and you frame it, and it's just going to sell for so much more. This piece here is by F. Buckley, and I looked him up, and this is called the Enchanted Forest picture, and these go for anywhere from $15 to, I saw one guy had actually sold one for $27 plus $15 shipping, so it's going to vary, but looks like there is some value to this. Sadly, I almost threw this in the trash. It's a very cheap frame, but I actually looked this up, and this is a Larry Prelop. You can't even hardly see it from the way they framed this, but his stuff can actually be worth some money, and I'm going to have to look into this more. It may or may not. This last lot was $5 for everything, and it was a lot of these fire retardant suits, and Nomex level 3. They're heavy duty. I'm going to have to look at the brands. You know, if you buy one of these things new, and this one here, it looks like it's never even been worn. Yeah, it's bulwark. You know, I don't know about the brands, but these can be about $200 for a brand new set. Now, used and in rough condition, you could easily get probably 20 bucks a piece out of them. I mean, maybe more, just depending on, you know, what the brand was and the quality of it. But really, the reason I bought this was because I knew that they were worth $5, obviously, but these are coveralls, and you could use these to work in, to paint in. You know, a good idea would be just to stick one of these in your car, maybe even 2. I actually had a job where I had reflective suits, and I remember one time there was an accident, and I actually pulled over, and emergency roadside people were there, but they didn't have reflective gear and it was getting dark. So I threw them one of my shirts, and I took one of my shirts, and I started down the road with fusees and flagging traffic over so the ambulance and the police could get through. So I kind of got to be the hero that day with my reflective gear. So I may put this in there, and who knows. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe you saw some ideas if you're out buying or picking or going to auctions of things that you might pick up and might make a few dollars on. It's actually been a long time since I went out and picked and tried to buy anything. I've had a lot of people wanting to have follow-up videos on yard sale strategies, but to be quite honest, and I'm not trying to brag here, but I'm so good at selling things and getting top dollar for them that I hardly ever get to buy anything myself, because I have tons and tons of friends and people that just want to sell things. They bring them to me. My rule is, if you're my friend, I take a 30% cut, and if you're not, like Negan, I take half. But rest assured, I will sell them for 30 to 50% more than you could sell them for. So it works out for everybody. But like I say, I need to get back to making videos on the yard sale strategies, so I went out and did a little bit of picking. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video, maybe gave you some ideas on what to pick or look for at a yard sale or an estate auction. And as always, you can check me out at bradctv.com.